Hi everybody, so this is Mickey. I'm just doing an updated introduction vlog just because I've been vlogging since November 2011 and a lot has changed since that first vlog that I did. So I've gotten a lot more subscribers and just with my TTC journey in general, there's been a lot of things that have happened. So I'm going to record this in several different sections just because it'll be easier to put together, but it will sort of be a lengthy vlog. Alright, so if you know me in my real life and you found this, my channel, you're probably really surprised that, first of all, that I'm doing this. And second of all, you're probably even more surprised that I am TTCing, or wondering what TTCing is. So let me just preface this in saying, if you do know me in my real life, please message me or call me so we can talk about, before going on and listening and watching my other videos. I really want to be able to know that you're watching and to discuss what you're going to be seeing and sort of deciding together whether or not you really want to be watching these videos. These videos are very, I'm going to put this in quotes, private. Yes, they are on the World Wide Web, but there is a very close-knit TTC community on YouTube, and, there's just some things that you may not want to know. That might be too much information for you to know, but it is important for these other ladies who are in the same situation as I am to know, okay? So, yeah, if you know me in my real life, please message me, please call me, and we can at least discuss it. I would very much appreciate if you did that. Alright, so now that that's over with, let me say my name is Mickey. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who have just started following me or don't know much about me, I'm originally from Texas, born and raised, and I've been married to my husband for 11 years now, and we have 2 dogs. We have a beagle who's a 10-year-old beagle. His name is Paper, and we have a 2-year-old long-haired Chihuahua named Zeus. And a lot of times in my videos you'll see them walking around in the background or playing or whatever. I graduated with my degree in music education in 2009 from Armstrong Atlantic State University, and music has always been a passion of mine since, gosh, I don't even know how long, so yeah. A little bit about us as a couple. We were high school sweethearts, and a year after we graduated from high school, we got married. He's in the Army. He's been in the Army for 12 years, so right after we graduated high school, he left for basic, and then he went to AIT, and it sort of sped things up with our relationship, and we got married when we were 19, so yeah, we decided then that we were going to wait before trying to conceive, or, we were going to be very careful. And, I don't regret that decision at all, because a year after we got married, he started getting deployed. 9/11 happened a few months after we got married, so, the deployments began. And he's been deployed once to Afghanistan, which was his last one, and then 3 times to Iraq. So, yeah, we just decided that bringing a child into the world, especially being so young, and him being gone so often, just wasn't for us. So we wanted to wait, and we got Paper instead. So, a little bit about our pre-TTC journey, or pre-TTCing. Since we got married so young, we started off on birth control, and I am not good at all with remembering to take pills every day, let alone at the same time every day. So decided to look into something different, and that's when I found out about the Depo-Provera shot. That did not go well at all with me. I did not have good reactions to it. I was cramping every single day. I just, it was not a good situation for us. We'll just leave it at that. So I stopped taking the Depo-Provera, and then I went back to birth control. Of course, same problems, where I wasn't remembering to take it, and blah, blah, blah. So decided I was going to look into something else. And my mother-in-law had just gotten her IUD removed and was talking to me about it. And she knows, she knows that that we weren't ready and that we were preventing. And so I had talked to her about it, and it just seemed like that was the way to go for us. So I talked to my doctor. I got an IUD placed. After those 5 years were over, I got another one placed. And then that sort of fast forwards us to 2009, December, when, I graduated from college. It took me a while just because of all the transferring from state to state, but I finished, and that's when I talked to my husband about I was starting a career, and that was 2010, sorry. I graduated in 2009. He came home November 2010 from his last deployment, and we decided together, I had already started working, and we were in a good place, and we were told that he wasn't going to be deployed for another 2 years, so it just seemed like perfect timing for us, and we just made the decision to go ahead and start our trying to conceive journey. So now we are now in our TTC phase. So it has been, as of today, June, it's 2012 now, we've been trying to conceive for 18 months with no luck. After 6 months of trying to conceive naturally, I decided to go to my PCM, which is my primary care manager, and I spoke to them about the fact that even before we were married, when I was a kid, I started my period when I was 15, so later than any of my other friends. I had never been regular. After I got my IUD removed, I had that first initial period, and then after that it was maybe 3-4 months in between. Or I would get what's called breakthrough bleeding, where it would just be like old blood, and it was more of a spotting rather than a flow. So I spoke to them about it, and she gave me a referral to an RE, which is a reproductive endocrinologist. And unfortunately, there was a month wait to get in with the endocrinologist, and we were living in Savannah, Georgia at that time. And right before my appointment, I got news from my husband that we were moving to Virginia. So that just really sucked, and I had to cancel my appointment with my RE in Georgia, just because it didn't make sense for us to start seeing a doctor here, get an initial appointment, and then just move. So I waited till we got here in July, or end of July, beginning of August, and went straight to my PCM once I was assigned one, and I was like, okay, this is what's going on. I've had blood work done, and they say I'm okay, but maybe PCOS, but maybe not. I've had an ultrasound done, but they didn't see anything. I was like, I want to see somebody that can help me out. And at that time, I really didn't know who I needed to see or what. So they referred me to an OB. And I saw this OB. I got in right away. It was probably like August, I think, when I saw the RE. And we got the initial test done. He looked at my blood work, but did another blood work done, workup. And then he was like, well, you might have PCOS, but I don't really know. It's like, okay. And then he right away got my husband's sperm analysis, and he wanted me to do an HSG. Unfortunately, timing was just like awful for the HSG because just some mix-ups with the hospital and when they were trying to schedule me and blah, blah, blah. So it took like 2 or 3 months for me to even get in for my HSG. Finally got that done. Found out my tubes were fine. After that, he gave me a prescription for 3 months of Clomid, 50 milligrams. And I was like, okay, I want you to take the first round. And then if you're not pregnant by cycle day 19, then I want you to go ahead and take Provera and just keep on doing that for 3 months. But he wasn't going to monitor me. And just like timing-wise, it just didn't sound right to me to be pregnant by cycle day 19. Just really didn't sound right. And by that point, I was already well into the TTC community and watching videos. And, you know, it just didn't sound right to me. And I wanted to be monitored. So, taking advice from Carla the Bubblish, which it wasn't direct advice, but just off of one of her videos, her biggest thing is being your own advocate. And that just struck a chord with me at that time. So I went back to my primary care manager and I told her, you know, I've gotten all these initial workups done and he wants to put me on Clomid but does not want to monitor me. I want to see an RE. Can I get a referral? And sure enough, by that time it had already been a year. So that was in December. And she's like, okay, I'm putting a referral in for you right now. So I was so happy and I was just like overjoyed. Sorry, let me see the timing on this. And then I called right away and I was like, okay, I want to schedule an appointment. I'm a new patient, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, we can do it right after the holidays, which was great timing because we were going home to Texas during that time. So right after we came back from the holidays, it was like perfect timing because my appointment was on cycle day 3. So cycle day 3 is usually when they do like baseline blood work and baseline ultrasound just to see what's going on. So I took in all of my paperwork, talked about my husband's semen analysis. He didn't see any problems with it really. He was like, yes, it's on the lower end, but that's okay. And he was like, you've pretty much done everything for me already. He's like, it really looks like you are PCOS. He's like, but there's one thing I want to do before. Let's go ahead and do an ultrasound. We did the ultrasound, and I'm like, he just said it, textbook PCOS. So finally, a diagnosis. I finally know what is contributing to us not having children. So that was sort of like a weight lifted at that time. So I was like, okay, we did the ultrasound. You saw the pearling, the cysts. You know, it was just like, he's like, yeah, your textbook. I also have like the extra facial hair. I'm not thin by any means. Also, like, I have the darkening underneath my arms, and I have the darkening on the back of my neck. So those are just indicators of insulin resistance. So yeah, textbook PCOS. Let's talk about treatments. What have I done? So I've been seeing my RE for 6 months now. Tried 50 milligrams of Clomid, monitored. So he did the baseline, and then he did the mid-cycle scan. I did not respond to that. So took Provera, induced a period, or induced AF, and then started Clomid 100 milligrams. Same thing happened. So we moved on to Femara. Instead of starting me on 2.5 milligrams, I went straight to 5 milligrams because he wanted to get a little bit more aggressive. Unfortunately, that did not work either. Mid-cycle scan came and went, and it was just like, didn't respond. So, of course, by that time, I'm like, oh my gosh, now what? Where do we go from here? So, I have a big fear of needles. So, injectables really were scary for me, and but I knew if there was somewhere we had to go, that was going to have to be it. So, we moved on to, I was going to say Flonase, sorry, allergy thinking. We moved on to Follistim. He started me on 75, no response. Then I went on to 100, no response. 125. We just, every time I went in 8 times to get scanned that first cycle. And finally, after the 24th day of stimming, I had something well enough to do a trigger. Unfortunately, it ended in a BFN, and now we're to my current cycle where I am on Follistim. Started on what was it? We started on 150 or 125. I don't remember, but we worked our way up to 225. Today is my 19th day of stimming. Might be a little less. And tomorrow I get to trigger. So, yeah, just treatment has been a little rough. But this is what you have to go through. And at this point, we're willing to go through anything. And I think that's a big thing with people going through this journey. We are willing to put our bodies through whatever it takes in order to bring a child into this world. If I have any advice for other people that are TTCing at the current moment, or have just started their TTC journey, my advice would be have a good support system. And whether that's vlogging here on YouTube or somewhere else, being a part of a forum, joining the TTC Facebook community, it doesn't matter. Just find a place where you feel comfortable expressing yourself and expressing all these feelings you have. I know for me personally, my family doesn't know. There's a few select people that know about this whole thing. And I leave it at that. But there's some of those people that know that have no idea how this feels and what I'm going through and the emotions that you feel every time that you go and you find out you don't respond. But I have this sounding board through these vlogs, and I have a sounding board through the Facebook community, and it's a relief off your shoulders, and it's a way to just release everything. My husband can't understand everything that I'm going through either. So if there's any advice that I have, that's the advice. Find a place where you can have a sounding board to release these feelings. Also, if you ever have any questions or you feel like talking to somebody, I'm always online. I'm one of those people that always has their phone with them and is always on Facebook or something. So don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to either chat with me or send me a message or whatever. I'm more than happy to help others as much as others have helped me. Thank you so much for following me, for helping me through this journey, and for joining along with me on this journey. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support that I've gotten from you ladies. And yeah, I wish you all the best of luck and tons and tons and tons of baby dust. And I hope to talk to y'all later. All right, bye.